So what I did was, I had enough of this guy, right? He's just ticking me off beyond belief. So you know what I did? You know what I did to this guy? I grabbed him nice and hard. I took his head and I threw it in a fireplace and I held him down there as he screamed and burned to death.
What are you talking about? Oh, is this your stupid Friday the 13th game?
It's not stupid, John Paul. It's life.
Okay, you gotta stop playing that so much.
I guess so.
You are listening to the Old Titans. This is John Paul.
The executive producer, co-creator, writer, editor, and overall host, the great B-Man.
Yeah, okay. It's getting longer.
It is getting longer.
Okay.
I'm thinking of more.
Okay, that works. All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Hopefully there's everybody out there. Welcome, everybody, to the latest episode of the Old Titans. As usual, we're going to kick it off with the B-Man question of the week.
All right, well, this is an easy one. Justice League's coming out, Star Wars coming out, end of the year, big stuff.
That's big ones, yep.
In the meantime, Thor Ragnarok isn't as big of a name as, Justice League or Star Wars. Is it going to get swallowed up, you think, right now, with these two huge movies coming out? I think it's released, 2 weeks before Justice League? Is that right?
Yeah, 2 weeks. It has 2 weeks from the 1st of November for 2 weeks from that point.
And then Star Wars, like a month after that.
And then a month later, Star Wars.
Is it going to get swallowed? Do you think it has a chance? Or is it going to be the surprise hit and it's going to beat them all? Oh.
I think it will be a surprise hit to some degree. I mean, it's not going to take... I don't think it'll take much away from the other two.
Right.
They're both going to be big movies. Good, bad, or otherwise, they're going to be big movies. I do think it will affect its final box office total. I think if you had nothing going on, like if you had no other big movies throughout the rest of November and into December, I think Thor would do a bigger total. It's going to do fine. Everybody will be happy with its numbers and all that kind of stuff. But let's say it was on track to make $200 million with Justice League and Star Wars there. Without those, I bet it'd make $250.
Okay.
I don't know what the real numbers. I'm not predicting a number. I'm just saying that if those are the kind of numbers that it would make, I bet it would make that much more if it did not have those in the way. Based on what we're seeing, based on early reviews and the fact that it's not just Thor, you got Hulk, you got Loki, Doctor Strange, you got a lot of stuff in there. So,
all right, so ballpark figure, what do you think it ends making? Worldwide, give me a number.
Worldwide's what's hard. Let me see. They're predicting the estimate right now is 100 million opening.
Right.
I think that's low. I think it's going to be closer to 120.
Okay.
Its second week will do really well. You do have Murder on the Orient Express opening the second week, which is a different audience, but a ton of big names. Johnny Depp, Kenneth Branagh, you name it. It's a huge cast. So let's say it drops 50% down to 60%, but then it made money in between 2, 3. I would say domestically, it ends up making 300. I'm gonna go with 300.
Okay.
Domestically, and internationally, 700. I think internationally it'll do that much more.
Okay.
That's my prediction. Is 300 domestic, 700 total. I mean, that 700 includes the 300.
No, I'm with you, actually. It's funny because you and I think it'd be just fine as well. I think this is going to be this. I mean, it's going to be not really a surprise hit because it's Thor. Yeah. 2 movies already. It's Marvel. It's going to do really well. But Thor plus the Hulk. I think a lot of people want to see the Hulk movie again. I think we're looking at about 130 opening weekend.
So you're going even higher than I am. Yeah.
And I think end around 700 overall worldwide. So I'm within that worldwide number. So I think we're.
Yeah.
Again, that's great, if you ask me.
Yeah. Well, I went with the 20. I went with them undershooting by about 20 because that's what they did on Wonder Woman for it.
Right.
There was the predictions on what it did. And it was about a $20 million gap. So that's why I was going to 120.
Early reviews coming out for Thor, and everybody's loving it.
Yeah.
People are loving on it. So, yay.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it'll be better than what's been going on in the comics with the Mighty Thor, the Unworthy Thor, the War Thor, the Frog Thor. Actually, the Frog Thor was cool back in the Walt Simonson era, but they've got so many different weird things going on in the comics right now.
I'm not even in the loop.
I'm not reading it, but I keep up on some of them.
Is there really a couple different Thors out there right now?
Well, you've got, I guess, Jane Foster as the Mighty Thor.
Huh. Okay.
And then you've got Thor himself as the Unworthy Thor. And then there's 2 or 3 others. I don't know. It's weird.
All right. Well, good to know.
Anyway, it just hit issue number 700. So there was a big thing with all of them kind of together.
That kind of bothers me that 700 and it's not the real Thor. That's the main character.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The title of the big story is The Death of Thor or something like that. It's like part 1. So they're teasing whether or not Jane Foster is going to die because I guess in her human form she has cancer and while she's Thor, she's fine. It's when she reverts back that she's not. Well, why revert back,
Sure.
I don't know. Since I'm not reading it, maybe there's some reason. I don't know.
All right.
Alrighty, that was a nice quick one there.
Yes.
So get into the news a little bit, and then I want to get back to what you started with that whole Friday the 13th thing there at the beginning.
Alrighty.
But get back to the news. The Punisher. I know you're looking forward to the Punisher, right? You
Yes.
kind of like the character a little bit.
I love the character.
Okay.
Love the character.
You're okay with Bernthal's, or however you say his name?
Bernthal.
Bernthal.
I believe it's John Bernthal.
Shane. Yeah, let's
Yes,
say Shane.
Shane.
You're okay with Shane as
I
Punisher?
thought you saw Daredevil season 2,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I thought he did a great job.
He really did. He really did. All right. Everybody's been wondering, when's it coming? When's it coming? When's it coming? Because they've been showing stuff, trailers. Everybody's wondering, why aren't they saying? Why aren't they saying?
Yeah. 2017 is all I said. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, it's October already. We should have a date.
And I went back and read some stuff yesterday after they finally announced the date. They were going to show a trailer at New York Comic Con about like a new trailer. Mm-hmm. And you just had the Las Vegas shooting. I understand not wanting to show the trailer then. And there's a good chance in showing that trailer they would have announced its date at New York Comic Con. So it's been two and a half weeks ago, something like that. So they waited till now and announced it. It seemed like it was a random Thursday to announce it. Okay, whatever. So it's coming out on November 17th.
Yes.
Which kind of is kind of an important day.
Is it?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is not a couple more weeks after that.
It's another week. Now the 17th though is Justice League Day.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it's still gonna make a lot of money.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you didn't like Batman vs Superman, but it made a lot of money.
It's going.
You would not turn down that money if somebody handed it to you.
I absolutely would not.
There you go.
If you want to hand them the money to me, you can.
In fact, I bet you'd even go so far as to admit that if you were told if you made from your point of view, just as crappy of a movie as was made, you could be guaranteed to have $800 million put into your pocket. You'd go out and make just as crappy of a movie.
I absolutely would.
Okay, so...
I'd do it for $8. You kidding?
Okay, there you go. So, with that being said, Justice League is going to make a lot of money. It's huge.
It will.
So it's kind of odd, I think, that they announced it on the same day. I do think it's...
Why is it odd?
I just think it's games that Disney and Marvel play.
So this is all Disney and Marvel's fault, essentially.
Well, it's their show.
Right, but I don't think Disney and Marvel care about DC at all. They're blowing them away.
I think that's the games they play. The same they do in the comics.
No,
and both companies do it. Don't get me wrong. Both companies do it. Marvel announces a big crossover. DC will announce a big crossover. DC announces a big change in a character. Marvel announces a big change in a character. They both have been doing this for decades, our entire life.
Right.
I mean, go back to the 80s. And in almost within 1 or 2 months of each other, if I remember right, definitely within the same year, you had Jon Stewart take over from Hal Jordan in Green Lantern. At the same time, you had Rhodey take over from Tony Stark as Iron Man. 2, not A-level, they were kind of B-level characters. Green Lantern and Iron Man were not like the most premium characters as they are today.
Right.
But still high profile. That for the first time, you were going to have... So you had both of them changing right at the same time, and that B-level character... for the first time going to an African-American character.
Right.
So you had a black Green Lantern and a black Iron Man at the same time. I don't know which one for first. I'm just saying this is a long tradition with both companies to do that kind of thing.
But that's in the same level. That's in comic books or in the
You're
movies.
Right.
This
You're
is
right.
a TV show.
Well, that's why I'm saying I'm wondering what it's going to do. It's still them, I think, playing games. I really think it's them doing that same kind of back and forth. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's competition. But it's just...
It's not
one of those,
competition. If they released the movie the same day... it'd be one thing. I remember
maybe a Captain America Superman Batman thing.
Yes, Captain America was announced first.
No.
Hold on a second. You're wrong. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
They announced we're going to do it the same time from that day every single time. Now they didn't put the date down officially yet, and that's when DC comes up. Oh yeah, we're going to put this down. Batman v Superman that day. And I was like, no, we already had this locked in. Captain America is that day. Now DC was smart, realizing Superman and Batman can't compete versus Captain America, which is sad. And they
actually they could.
No, they could not.
No. If I'm going to go, you're going to like this next part I say. if Superman versus Batman was the movie we all wanted,
Okay.
let's say it was the perfect movie, in the same spirit and style of the Batman animated and all that, live action, but no complaints about it whatsoever. If you were singing its praises for the past year and a half
Okay.
of Batman vs Superman, if that movie had come out on the same day as Civil War, Captain America would have lost the Civil War.
Right, but we also realize Zack Snyder at the helm, that's not going to happen.
However, I still would be curious. I bet opening day, Batman vs Superman would still win. Both would be hurt, no question. Both Captain America and it would be hurt. But I think Superman versus Batman would win. Over time, who wins long term?
Captain America is a better movie.
Well, actually, Civil War was garbage. The first Captain America was a great.
Oh, God.
The first Captain America was a great movie. The first Avenger, that one was fantastic.
Yeah, it's better than Wonder Woman, which is pretty much still the whole plot, like the whole entire plot.
Actually, their plots were nothing like each
The
other.
plots were exactly the same.
Other than change the Roman numeral at the end of World War.
No, I mean changing the room. Like this hero comes in with this ragtag bunch of people to save the world. It's the same exact plot.
So okay, we're not even gonna go there right now. There's just so much wrong with what you just said.
It's not wrong because I'm messing up your world of DC's.
It's just
Can't do any wrong in Marvel.
It's just so wrong, but okay. But back to the news item.
Yes.
Punisher comes out that weekend.
Okay,
I know you're going to watch Punisher that weekend.
absolutely.
I don't know yet if I will be watching Punisher because I have still not watched all of Jessica Jones, all of Luke Cage, or any of Iron Fist, or any of Defenders.
Yeah, I haven't watched any Defenders yet at all either.
I watched an episode of the first two that I mentioned. Didn't enjoy either one. And that just turned me off to, I just don't care on the next two.
Well, I'm actually a realist here, where I can actually point out Marvel's flaws. I haven't enjoyed the Marvel shows. I loved Daredevil season 1 and 2, loved them. Didn't like Jessica Jones. Luke Cage thought was only okay. Iron Fist I was bored. Watched the first episode of Defenders, bored. I mean, when you only do 12 episodes, I can see you do like an Arrow season when it's like 24 episodes, whatever it is.
Yeah,
or
having
a few
bad, good
ones
and bad,
here,
yeah.
that's okay with that. But when you only do 12 episodes,
It needs to be
you
solid.
got to be solid. Yes, exactly. And that wasn't the case.
Yeah. So that's coming. That was one big news item that just hit. Positive reviews are coming in for Thor. That was
Yes.
another thing that all the early showings, reviewers, and all the rest. Everything's coming in so far. I think. Didn't you look at it on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, it was 100% for a while.
100%. Okay, so it'll drop
That
from 100%.
definitely dropped down, yeah.
But I have a feeling, unless there's something really weird that we don't know, it'll stay 90. Well, I was going to say it'll stay 90 plus,
Okay,
possibly.
that's great.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm hoping that's the case.
Right, me too.
Because I still would love, absolutely love, for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, for there to be a brand new comic book movie or more coming out every month of the year. Marvel, DC, everybody putting them out left and right. So there are too many. Too many is in the way there are too many comics right now. There's not really too many comics. There's just something for everybody. I don't buy everything. I buy the ones I enjoy, and I don't buy the ones I don't enjoy.
Right.
I wish there were that many movies coming out. But to get there, you have to have all of them be successful. That's why I wanted Deadpool to be successful.
And
I don't care anything about Deadpool. But if it's successful, we get more movies. If Wolverine's successful, which I know you didn't really like the first 2 of those, at different levels, but if Logan was successful, we get more movies. If Suicide Squad is successful, we get more movies, and so on and so on. If each one of them are successful, everybody benefits. So, I don't really care about Ninjak that's coming from Valiant that's being made into a movie.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't hear that at all.
I hope it
I'd have
does
gone
well.
Shadow Man first. but all right.
Exo Man of War is being done into a movie.
Okay.
On TV, you got the New Mutants. You got Gifted that's already started. Oh, actually, New Mutants is the movie. It's New Warriors is on TV.
Yes.
But New Mutants is the movie. I hope every one of these do great. And not just do great, but actually are great. Because the more of it there is, then... Of course, what'll end up happening is I'll feel guilty for a while because they'll hit that tipping point where I can't see them all. And I'll feel guilty for not seeing them all. And then I'll get over it because it's... Okay, they're all successful. They don't need my extra $10 or $15 or whatever to be there. And that's what I'm hoping.
All right.
You got any news? You got anything you want to share with us this
Did I?
week?
No, I don't
All
get
right.
news.
All right. So we're getting into our main topic because this week has to run a little bit short. We got different meetings and things going on here at work.
We?
Well, I knew you had a bunch of big ones coming up, and
I'm a busy guy, John.
yeah. So, main topic. You mentioned Friday the 13th and the opening there.
Yes.
All right. So the game, I've been reading different stuff. The game sounds like it's doing well. Obviously, you're still enjoying it.
It's still buggy, but I still love it.
Yeah. But you turned me on to something. Do you want to talk about it a little bit?
I actually, I'm part of this game. On the game, it's like a lot of different forums,
Okay.
pie groups, that kind of stuff. And one person's mentioned this YouTube video. He liked Friday the 13th. And we're big Jason fans, I believe, right? You and I.
Yeah.
We want more Jason movies.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's went off the deep end.
Good ones, but yes.
Yeah, it hasn't been good for a while, but we still want more of them. And somebody posted this fan film called Never Hike Alone. You and I both watched this.
It was awesome.
It was really good.
There are points that if this was a pick your favorite director, I'm not picking on anybody, so I'm not going to say a name. Just
Okay.
pick your favorite director, movie, Hollywood style. Are there things I would pick apart about it? If change this little bit of thing here, change that little bit of thing there.
Right.
But overall, even with that, I would still say it was really good. And the fact that this was actually a fan-produced film, not a professional film,
Correct.
that makes it even better.
That's why I think I was so mind blown was the fact that I really like out of all the Friday the 13th, just add this to the lore. Say it's part of it. I know it's not, but say if it was, it'd be probably my top to middle of the favorite movies.
I mean, it was really good. I won't spoil anything. We shouldn't spoil anything. There's
Yeah,
a
the
great
end,
little,
I think it's still relatively new, and the
Yeah.
end was kind of a shock.
the end is a cool. You
Yeah.
get those twists and all those kind of things in most horror movies. We won't spoil it, but watch it all the way to the end if you're enjoying it in any level. I will mention some of the stuff that I wish they had done slightly different. I thought Jason looked great. Just the actor doing Jason, the physical moves and everything else, I thought looked fantastic. Except the head around the outside of the mask. It looked. They needed to do more makeup effects where the mask met the head. They didn't do enough there. I thought it looked a little. I don't know.
And again, being a fan film with the low budget, I'm
Fine.
perfectly cool. Yeah.
I mean, that's something I noticed maybe for a total of 5 seconds in the entire 53 minutes of the film.
Right.
So who cares? The pacing at the very beginning during the opening credits is great. Then you get an introduction to the main character. And then they go back to the same pacing of the opening credits, which they needed to have cut down quite a bit.
And actually, too, the release date was actually as the 13th.
Yeah,
Just recently. So
yeah,
this
they did it on
just came
Friday the
out,
13th.
literally.
Yeah, so definitely go see it. I know we posted one link to it on Twitter. Maybe we should refresh that and post it again.
Or even Pen- Yeah. I mean, I can't get over how good it was.
Yeah.
I really can't because it's just a small little thing. They had so many. Actually, head back for 1 second here, because I'm asking you a question here.
Okay.
We both want a new Friday the 13th movie.
Yes.
Right? Would you want a new one produced by Hollywood, or do you want a new one just like these that we just saw recently, a bunch of fan films? Because now I'm thinking if you have these Hollywood junkies, well, let's do this, and change so many different things. Like, and it comes to Jason Goes to Hell, where it's this satanic slug,
Yeah.
whatever it was, and I can't even know, but.
It'd be cool if they could do it where Hollywood still have to control it. I mean, there's too much money involved. They'll still control it.
Yes.
But if they could put it into the hands of a group that says, okay, we're going to produce a bunch of these. Here's a pool of money. Submit your ideas, and we're going to fund a bunch of smaller projects. And maybe Kevin Smith, who's always been a Friday the 13th fan, wants to do a Kevin Smith Friday the 13th. And a fan group wants to do one, and so on and so on. And they could, almost like some of the competitions, like Project Greenlight on HBO and such, where you pitch your idea and you film, it can be on your phone. You film a little 1 minute segment of what your idea is. And they pick the best of those because you do somehow have to filter it down, though you're going to get a lot of garbage ones. But if they could filter it down to where every few months you had another one coming out and they were being funded 50,000 here, 100,000 there, 25,000 there. Ooh, that one's worth spending some money on, $500,000 there, whatever the appropriate dollar amount is. Some of them are 10-minute films, some of them are 2 hour. Most of them are probably going to be an hour or less, like this one was. I think that would actually be a really cool idea because there's probably a lot of fans who have neat, just incredible ideas.
And that's why I think I'd rather appreciate just a bunch of one-shots. Like, this is a comic book, just like an Elseworlds one-shot comic, be done with it. Because, like, in the movies as they went, the first 6, they really tied in really well together.
Yeah.
1 to 2 was almost back to back.
No matter how good or bad 5 was, they all tied.
Even 5 tied into 4 and 6,
Yeah.
Again, it was a bad movie. I
Yeah.
agree in that one, but they all tied in really well. After 7, they always at that. Okay, screw it,
Yeah.
went off the deep end. But they tied in really well. But I think that story's done. I like a lot of just one-shot stories. This movie just gave you an idea how it happened. This hiker, I guess, survivalist person under depression does YouTube videos or something like that. Videos.
Yeah,
And
he just does hiking videos for people and sells stuff.
And pretty much he went on this hike, stumbled across Camp Crystal Lake. It was weird how they shot it in a way where it's third person and it's first person. It's back and forth, back and forth. But I'm okay with how they did it actually.
Yeah, it was okay.
And he finds a camp by accident. This is great and tells you stories. And as a person, you'd probably. It's not one of the dumb stories where, why are you running upstairs when this killer's chasing you after you? Everything
made sense. What the characters were doing, or character was doing, made perfect sense.
Correct. And I think they did a great job.
Yeah. Other than, I will say this, the one thing that to me, I don't want to spoil too much, but, there's, with anything, obviously they can't just kill the one character off and be done. Right. You got to have a drawn-out chase, attack, fight, chase, attack, fight, back and forth. The very first time he gets away, it's like, if I can get back to my pack and get my stuff, I can survive. Why go back for your pack? Just keep going.
Oh, he was badly hurt at that point.
Yeah, I know.
He needed first aid, I believe. I'm actually cool with everything they did.
But if I was in a situation, right or wrong, I'd have kept going.
I think he needed the first aid.
Okay.
I mean, to me, it was just in the very beginning. He's in his tent. He's doing a little pitch with his shovel, like, "Hey, this is this thing, whatever it is," and I can't get it right.
Yeah.
And you hear the coyotes in the background. Oh, they're chasing something.
The coyote scene, that was awesome.
You didn't see the coyotes themselves, but you heard them in the background.
That was a nice tense scene.
It really was. They're chasing after something. You realize, wait, they weren't chasing something. They were running from something.
Yeah, that was the one that felt very Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, absolutely.
Inside the tent there. And this was mixing Blair Witch and Friday the 13th a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
In the styles. But
there was definitely that feel to it, yes.
But I agree. I think doing these kind of fan things, because you get more stuff like this, like Jason X, and I'm sure there's a ton of other fan films out there. Some are bad, some are good. But you'd get those kind of things. I'd love to see another Jason X movie. Something in that world. Not everybody would. Don't spend, $20 or $50 million making it. But if you can throw a couple $100,000 towards a group that can go out and do something like this as a fan project, do that.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, why not? And then if you can put out, a dozen of them over the next couple of years or 3 years or whatever, even better.
And just the most important thing to me was with this fan film, Never Hike Alone, they stayed true to the story.
Yeah.
They stayed 100% accurate to the Jason lore.
Yeah, it was.
They didn't change too much. They didn't change anything at all. Actually, now I think about it, it was just one man at Camp Crystal Lake surviving.
Actually, there's one thing maybe they changed.
What's that?
The main character kind of tells a story to make sure you realize that this is not mixing the movie world and the real world. This is characters in the world, like what happened in the movie was in the real world.
Right.
The difference
yes,
there.
I get you.
So the character, when he realizes where he is, kind of tells the story. So if you have never heard of Friday the 13th, he gets you up to date. But he only talks about movie 1. He doesn't talk about movie 2, 3, 4, 5, or anything else. When he talks about movie 1, and you can't really tell whether or not the other movies would have happened. Like, where does this fall in place? We don't want to give any spoilers away because they give a couple hints about maybe where it could,
right,
based on different stuff. But it's unclear as to whether or not they are incorporating the entire universe of movies in, or only up to a certain number, or only number 1. It's kind of unclear on that, I think.
It was. They really only mentioned the Pamela part. Did they mention anything with Jason? Jason saw the whole thing from the... I know you said Jason saw the whole thing from the water.
And I think it's about...
He came back to life, that kind of stuff. And they didn't mention much. The cool parts were... Because again, I watched it again yesterday, just because we were talking about today. Those numbers in the ground are all over the place. The murders happened.
Yeah.
It was so eerily creepy.
Again, those were very Blair Witch feeling.
Yeah, it was. Because, you'd see him turn around, and you see a number there, and he'd turn around, and blood splattered, number there. And he's like, I think that's where the murders happened.
Yeah.
It was just, it was great.
And they don't tell you that at the beginning. You have to find that out.
I actually kind of figured it out right when you told me. Because I'm like, what is that? Why is there a number right there? So Jason put numbers down, cool. And then you actually saw, okay, this had to be where the murders were.
Yeah. So it was very cool.
And they also made a point to kind of reference, even the investigators probably just left.
Yeah.
They took the bodies and left.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to be there.
Yeah, so that place has just been abandoned for a really long time.
And not to sound, a doubt or whatever it was, but there was a Playboy in there thing.
Yeah.
And that was referenced a few times in the episode. I'm trying to remember. I got to go back and watch these movies again. Was that Playboy issue? Because I'm just really curious.
I bet that was in the first movie. I honestly do. I bet that was in movie 1.
You think so?
I've got them all recorded at home. You probably have them all at home
Yeah,
as well.
I'm on DVD. Yeah.
You have to just skim through it and see. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, and just a couple other things. I'm just curious if these things were actually in there or not.
Yeah.
But again, Never Hike Alone. 2 thumbs up for me.
Yes, absolutely. 2 thumbs up. If we had
Yeah.
more thumbs, we'd probably do more thumbs.
Absolutely. If
All right.
you like Friday the 13th, that's the way to go.
So here we are at the end of our slightly shorter episode. Do we have a B-Man question of the week? Even
do.
with shorter time here?
Well, we do. It's
Okay.
going to be, this is the last horror episode we can do because, again, this is last week for Halloween. Easy question, 2-part question for you.
Okay.
All right. Slasher question. Going back to, say, Halloween 1 on to
Okay.
present day, the original Halloween.
Okay. So
If-
1970,
yeah.
what was it, 8 or something like
About
that?
that, yeah.
Somewhere in there.
If you can pick 2 killers, one killer where, okay, absolutely under no circumstances do I want this guy chasing after me,
Okay.
and one killer where, you know what, I have a pretty good chance of making it out alive with this guy chasing after me.
Okay.
Who are those 2 slashers?
That's a cool question.
Yes.
All right. So we'll talk to that next
Halloween
time. And next time, Walking Dead will have premiered its 100th episode, and we'll be able to talk that and
Yep.
all the rest. So until next time, this is John Paul.
B-Man.
We are out of here.